welcome to this session of mindfulness, awareness, and compassion practice. What we'll do today is go through a sequence of practices. First, getting ourselves settled and centered, kind of out of our heads, into our bodies, so that we can be fully present to our experience. That experience includes our thoughts, our perceptions, our feelings, both physical feelings of our body and emotional feelings, everything that arises in our mind moment after moment after moment. The idea of mindfulness, there are two real definitions of mindfulness. One is it's a state of being mindful, which means being fully present with our experience moment to moment to moment. Our mind is full of the experience of the present moment. The other definition is it's a practice. And the practice is that our mind does tend to wander into the past and the future. Our bodies are always in the present moment, and we're always breathing in the present moment. So that's our reference point that we come back to. So the practice is, in fact, the ancient Indian word was sati, and it means recollection. That when our mind wanders, we recollect ourselves and bring ourselves back to the attention to what we're paying attention to. Now, some people say, come back to the present. Well, you don't need to come back to the present. That's our default mode. We're always in the present. When the mind wanders, that's kind of an overlay, something on top of the present moment. And as soon as we let go of the daydream, we're already back. What we return to, our mindfulness practice, is remembering what we were doing and returning to whatever technique we were working on. We know the experience of not remembering what we're doing. It's like we are headed to the kitchen for something and we get distracted, get involved in doing something else, and we walk into the kitchen and we go, now why did I come in here? So in this case, what we're practicing is remembering what it was we were doing just before. And as we work gently with this practice, not beating ourselves up, it's a non-judgmental awareness, then we start to become more aware of when our mind starts to wander, and we catch it sooner, so that we can lengthen those times when we're fully present. Now, what that does in our relationships is it lets us be authentically present with our own experience and genuinely responsive to others. So this mindfulness and awareness practice is the basis for working with others with a heart of loving kindness and compassion. So these are the practices that we'll do today. Getting ourselves settled and centered first. We'll do short practices. And then becoming aware of our body in the room that we're in, the space that we're in, and then opening our awareness to our perceptions, thoughts, feelings, and then going beyond that to opening our hearts with loving kindness and compassion to those we care about, and then further and further out, and including as much as we can of everyone who's going through the same things that we are. So, in doing this practice, we're going to start with our eyes closed, but then we're going to move into practices with our eyes open, because the idea is not just to do this now and then go back to doing things the way we usually do, but to let this practice generalize into our everyday lives. And we don't walk around with our eyes closed, so our eyes open. So you'll need to set yourself up so that you're not looking directly into the screen. And you can move your device or move your seat, whichever works better for you. And now to begin with, and I'm going to be using a gong, and the sound is something that you can follow and let it lead you into the different practices. The other sound that we're going to use is the basic sound that we make. That's kind of an elemental sound, the sound of ah, which is a sound of relaxation. It's like you come home from a busy day at work, you drop into the sofa and you go, ah. And there's a moment of simple presence, not thinking about anything, just being. So this is the sound. You can let your eyes gently close. Now we're doing sitting meditation practice. If we lie down, we tend to fall asleep. If we're standing up, we tend to want to move. And there are walking meditations and sleeping meditations, but we're going to do sitting and putting ourselves in neutral. So if you're in a cushion on the floor or in a chair, the first thing is get yourself centered, which means feel your sit bones pressing into the seat and have them balanced so that your weight is equally on each side. You can tilt a little bit one side or the other until you find that centered place. In the same way, you can tilt a little bit backwards and forwards till you find that centered place. Now, if you can, sit up without leaning back against anything. Some people put a little cushion behind their lumbar area, and that helps them sit up straight. If you need to lean back totally, try to scoot your butt back against whatever you're leaning against, and so that you're as upright as possible, not slumped or slouched in any way. And do your best. Everyone has their physical limitations. And we do that practice within those. As for your legs, if you're sitting on a cushion, it'll be easy to cross your legs in front of you. You don't have to force yourself into some kind of intense position. Just gently cross your legs in front of you. And if you're in a chair, put your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart, and so that your shins are vertical. So your feet aren't stretched out or tucked under you, but shins are vertical. Feet and your knees are about hip width apart. Now, if your legs are long or your chair is low and your knees are higher than your hips, that's going to put a little strain on your lower back and your upper legs. So if that's the case, just slide your feet across from each other so they cross at the ankles, same distance away from you, and let your knees widen out. And now, so that they become a little bit lower than your hips. Then adjust your torso accordingly. Again, balanced one side to the other, not tilted forward or back. And feel like your upper back, your spine extends up, upright but not rigid. One of my teachers says, loosely straight. And feel that it extends not just up to your shoulders, but continues up the back of your neck and the back of your head. So it's one straight line all the way up to the top. It isn't actually straight, there's natural curvatures, but it's the image that lets you be upright. So we have a firm back, and we're going to have an open front. And we do that by feeling like you're raising your sternum, your breastbone, the tiniest bit up and forward, just 1/4 of an inch. You'll see that opens your chest, pulls your shoulders back slightly without you having to pull them back. It pushes your shoulders back a little bit. You may even feel a little pinch of your shoulder blades behind you. And we spend so much time with our shoulders curled forward and our chest caved in that you'll feel your breath is different. Take a breath, it feels like it goes all the way across your chest now and can go deep into your lungs. As I said before, the back of your neck and the back of your head are upright. Let your arms just hang down from your shoulders. So your upper arms, again, are vertical. Leave your elbows where they are and swivel your hands up so that your hands are palm down on top of your thighs. Your forearms go along your thighs. So you're not reaching out or pulling back, but just naturally upper arms hanging down, forearms and hands on the thighs. Let your jaw be relaxed, but not hanging slack open. Most of our breathing is going to be in through our nose. Sometimes a little bit of air can come out our mouths, that's okay. And if we make that ah sound, then our mouths can be open a little bit. So really leave your lips slightly parted, again, as if you were making the sound ah. Your tongue can rest naturally. Some practices have your tongue just float up and rest, the tip of your tongue resting gently behind your front teeth. And that's said to lessen the flow of saliva in yoga practice. But just as I coughed, if you need to cough, if you need to swallow, this isn't rigid and strict. The idea is to be as stable and steady as possible. I don't use the word still because that adds this kind of rigidity to it. And if you have a sharp pain, just move. If you have a distracting pain, or ache, or itch, don't move right away. Just be with it for a moment. And if it's very distracting, then make the intention, now I'm going to scratch. Move gently into that. Stretch. And return to the posture. Now often we're holding unnecessary tension. It kind of gathers as we go through the day to the point where our shoulders are up by our ears and our stomach's clenched. So let's just let that go. Do that starting at the top of your head. Just notice tension in your scalp, your face, your jaw. Breathe out and let it melt. The out-breath is a letting go, the in-breath is a gathering. Breathe out, let the tension melt and flow down and out of you. Neck and shoulders. Breathe out. Oh, just let them hang. Let those shoulders hang. Upper arms, chest and upper back. Just a little bit of tension to hold your breastbone up a tiny bit. Let everything else relax around that. Rib cage all around. Stomach, lower back. Deep belly and pelvic region. Breathe out. Let it all melt. We clench our stomach and pelvic, our deep belly and pelvic region. Don't even realize it. Without losing your posture, breathe out. Let it relax. Hips, thighs, forearms, and hands. Breathe out, let the tension melt. Knees, calves, ankles, and feet. Breathe out and let the tension melt. Feel like you're fully inhabiting your body, aware of your feet and legs, hips and torso, everywhere in your posture. And within that awareness, let your mind rest. Feel the deep core of your torso, a couple of inches below your navel, just in front of your spine. Notice how, as the breath goes in and out, there's an expansion and a contraction around that point. We're going to be an observer of our breath rather than a director or controller. So just notice, deep or shallow, long or short. There's a feeling of filling and emptying in our deep belly, expanding and contracting. Gathering as we breathe in and filling, letting go as we breathe out, empty. Just relax and enjoy that rhythm. It's like a calm day at the beach, the water gently running up the shore and back into the ocean or lake. Filling and empty. We'll do that for a couple of minutes. If your mind wandered into a daydream, you lost awareness of your core and the feeling of filling and emptying. When you realize it, as I said, you're already back. Just smile. Think, that was wandering. And reconnect with your core. Relax into that rhythm, filling and emptying. As the gong fades, reinvigorate, refresh, and straighten up your posture if you need to. Gently open your eyes about halfway. So you're looking down under your eyelids, just a few feet in front of you. But soften your gaze so you're looking at a particular point or object. It's as if you're seeing the space that your body is sitting in front of you and maybe a little bit to the sides. In the bottom of your field of vision, you can probably see your knees and your hands, your thighs. Maintain that awareness deep in your core, filling and emptying. But include the feeling of the breath coming in your nostrils and then deep into your core. Contracting down there as the breath comes up and out your nostrils again in front of you. Again, if your mind wanders off into a daydream, just smile. Think wandering. Come back to your posture, your breath, and awareness of the space you're sitting in. You may hear sounds coming in from around you. Just let them come and go. If you find yourself labeling them, just notice that you had that thought. Thoughts or feelings may come up. Just notice them without following them. But if you do, it's not a problem. When you realize it, that you were away, just return to posture, filling and emptying with the breath, and awareness of the space. We'll do that for a couple of minutes. If your eyes closed and you got sleepy, just reinvigorate your posture and let your eyes open naturally. More aware of the breath coming in and out of your nostrils than deep in your core. If your mind was very, very busy, you were off most of the time, focus more on just your deep core and the feelings of starting to fill, filling and full, starting to empty, emptying and empty, back into that rhythm. As the gong fades, if you need to, you can reestablish your posture. Let go of any gathered tension. Upright back, loosely straight. Body relaxed around that. Now let your eyes open naturally so that you're looking ahead, not raised up like looking out at the horizon. It'll probably be just slightly, the natural feeling of slightly below horizontal. And soften your gaze. Open up your peripheral vision. Soften your face muscles if you need to. Open up side to side. Big, wide vision. Top to bottom. As if you were looking out at a distant landscape, taking in the whole thing. That sense of big open space. And let your breath go out, and ride out with the breath. Let your mind open up, more and more spacious. We tend to contract and hold on here. Open up to there. Breathe out, open up. Within that awareness, your breath comes in. But you don't necessarily follow it into your body. Just let it come in and then pick up again on the out breath. So that your awareness is resting more out there. Open to your perceptions. Open to your feelings. Thoughts coming and going in the big space of your mind. Again, we're being an observer. There's a tendency to push the breath out. Just let it go out naturally. The breath actually goes out and starts to mix with the air in the room, diffuses, It becomes one with the atmosphere. In the same way, let your mind go out and mix with the space so that your mind and spaciousness become one. We'll do that for a few minutes. And again, if your mind wanders off into a daydream, just smile, come back to your posture, pick up the next out breath and go out, and relax into open spaciousness. If your mind got caught up in a daydream, so you were someplace else, simply make the mental note, wandering, and let a soft come out. And relax into open spaciousness. If thoughts come to mind, see them coming and going against a big sky of awareness, like a bird flying by, leaving no track. Space around the thoughts. If feelings come up, let them be coming up in a big spacious meadow. So much softness and space around the feelings. They can relax and soften. And as the gong fades, raise your gaze even more to the horizon or slightly above. And let that spaciousness expand, feeling like your mind is as big as the sky. Your awareness extends out in all directions, as big as the sky. And now we'll do a little contemplation that all beings on this planet are under that same sky. Different places, but the same sky. All inhabit the same earth, on land or in water, all on the same earth. With the same atmosphere between the sky and the earth. And all interconnected. In that way, we all have the same wish for peace, health, and happiness deep in our hearts. That feeling of, when we let go of the struggles. We all share the wish to be free from fear, anguish, and pain in body and mind. We're all in this together. So feel your heart of compassion, literally the center of your body at heart level. You know how your own feeling, wishing for peace, health, and happiness for yourself, wishing to be free of suffering, anxiety, pain in body and mind, free from fear and danger. And now extend that wish. Think of loved ones in front of you, friends around you. From your heart, I wish I could fill them all with peace, health, and happiness in body and mind. From your heart, I wish I could free them all, relieve them of suffering, pain and anguish in body and mind. Feel as you breathe out, you can send them that health and happiness. As you breathe in, you can relieve them from that fear and suffering. As best you can, create from your heart, send out the wish that all beings could have health and happiness in body and mind. All beings could be free from suffering and anguish in body and mind. You may find yourself coming up against a tough spot with beings that you know cause so much harm. It's hard to wish them happiness. It's hard to wish them freedom from suffering. So let's go under that, because the causes of suffering are the poisonous qualities of ignorance, hatred, intolerance, greed, lust for power, envy and jealousy, pride. So imagine that as you breathe in, you can draw all of that out from all beings. Like poison from a snake bite. Draw those poisonous qualities out. And as you breathe out, send the opposite: understanding, wisdom, love, kindness. Fill them with those positive qualities. Draw out the poisonous emotions that propel them impel them, compel them to cause so much harm. Imagine a world free from hatred and intolerance, greed and envy, filled with wisdom and understanding, tolerance and generosity, kindness and compassion. And as the gong fades, let go of your imaginings. Just come back to your posture. Lower your gaze, eyes half open. Just return to presence. Body, breathing in the space that your body's sitting in. And we can conclude our practice with an aspiration and dedication, because it's more powerful if we're not just doing this for ourselves, but in the way that we were finishing the practice with kindness and compassion. The practice actually has more power if we're doing it so that we can be of more benefit to others. So, in your own words, or repeat after me, may the practice we've just done be of benefit to others, as well as myself, as well as ourselves. And to cultivate generosity, you can say, may the practice I've just done be of even more benefit to others than to myself. And then the aspiration, throughout the day and night, in every situation possible, may I be as mindful and kind as I can be. So thank you so much for your participation in this mindfulness, awareness, and compassion practice.